Alright, it's Tuesday. So I think the second I'd probably go to Tartarus then? Something? I don't know. Could also be the third. If I go on the second, then that gives me an extra day of the third. No, wait. It's the third and the fourth were the days, because someone goes missing on the third. Oh, we're starting the new semester. So I'll go to Tartarus on the third, I think. And then I have the fourth to potentially go to Tartarus again if I decide that's needed. Like, just for, like, more SP and levels from that. It probably won't be, but it's always handy to have, like, a safety net. Because if I grind on, like, the fourth and it turns out it's not enough, and then I, like, have to undo stuff and undo that grind, that would not be fun. Good morning. Summer vacation is over. What a bummer. Why does life suck?
In that case.
Sounds like someone has apathy syndrome. Well, wouldn't life be easier if you actually did?
What?
No. Do I really? On second thought, you're right. It doesn't sound too bad. At least I wouldn't have to worry about anything. People are getting used to apathy syndrome. Some people seem to think, ooh, this is quite a slapper, isn't it? Some people seem to think it's awful, while others think it's not so bad. First bell is rung. I'm jamming. I'm jamming here.
Are you trying?
All right, quiet down. Summer vacation's over. You're back in school now, so act accordingly. I'll never get through the next full textbook if you stay in vacation mode forever.
So,
Okay, let's review. Here's sick. Am I gonna have to look up answers again? It's been a while since I had to do that. Which property of electricity is relevant to superconductivity? If I had to guess here, what's superconductivity? Like, maybe I can just simplify this to conductivity and assume that that would be, like, basically the same, and this is just elevated conductivity. So, the conductivity, like how conductive it is, would probably be measured by resistance. Well, resistance isn't a property of electricity. Resistance is a property of the medium that electricity travels through, is the case. Whereas voltage is a property of electricity. And current isn't really a property of the electricity either. It also has to do with what's traveling through. Like, you determine the current based off of, like, the voltage of the electricity and the resistance that it faces. If I'm not being stupid here, right? Persona 3 Reload. All class answers. Here. Here's the one that I was clicked on before. Let's see here. So it's 9-1. So if I scroll way down here. So it'd probably be voltage or something then, right? It is resistance. Well, I was thinking that that kind of made sense at first because it relates to conductivity. But resistance isn't really a property of the electricity itself. Well, I guess overall, if you count electricity as, like, the overall interaction of electricity passing through. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, like, trying to read too far into things and overcomplicating it. That's right. Studying, I see. Anything that reaches an electrical resistance of 0 at a characteristic temperature is considered superconductive. An electrical resistance of 0 at a characteristic temperature is considered superconductive. I didn't know that. Like, maybe that was something that was discussed in my class that I just forgot. Though that's something that would only theoretically be possible. It's not like you can ever have an actual resistance of 0. As a result, electric currents can travel eternally through a superconductive circuit held at the proper temperature. Many years ago, I used this fact to confess my love to someone. My love for you is superconductive, I told them. Sure enough, my enthusiasm won her over, and we started dating. But enthusiasm isn't very scientific. For too long, I'd lost interest in her. Alright, in the next section. I mean, even if there is, like, the best, most ideal temperature for, like, the least resistance possible, literally 0 resistance is impossible, right? If I'm not being dumb, right? Like, it's been a long time since studying electricity, but the fact that it has, like, a medium that it has to travel through will always exert some amount of resistance. So, like, if you're calculating resistances, for example, in, like, a really short circuit that's on the desk in front of you, you probably don't have to account for something like the length of the circuit, the resistance over that, because it's going to be so dang negligible. But if you're calculating something like the circuit diagram of, like, a transformer to your home that's, like, kilometers away, you're going to want to take the resistance created by that distance that the current has to travel through into account, because it's no longer going to be negligible in that case. Everyone in the class is looking at me with respect. right if I'm not being dumb? Like, again, it's been a long time since studying this, but like, I swear, I'm no electrician. I'm no electrician. That's it for today. I'm jamming out here though. Oh, there goes the chat. But yeah, and let's see here. How is he just playing Final Fantasy VII Remake games when Part 3 comes out? Part 2 came out this year? Oh, I didn't realize there was gonna be a Part 3. I knew that there was a new one. I thought that the recent one was like the last one in the series, is what I honestly thought, not really knowing anything about it. Yeah, well, that's just starting with Part 1, that way you can do all 3 games back to back. No, I gotta start with like the original game of Final Fantasy VII. Usually I would just play like the most recent version of any game, like for example, in the Metroid series, I played Metroid Zero Mission and Metroid Samus Returns, as opposed to the original Metroid 1 and 2, just because there's like superior versions made later. But from what I hear, the remake actually follows like a very, very different story than the original game. So if you've played the original game, the plot of the remake is very much elevated, because you're like, whoa, this is different now, from what I've heard. So I would very much like to play the original Final Fantasy VII first, would be the case, and then play the remake games. And I think that there was like the prequel remake game too then, because I thought that there was already 3 remake games, is the impression I was under. Sorry to pause the slapper. Man, I have so many tabs open now, because I know that they remade, hold on, what if I just go to like GameStop or something like that? Because I look up Final Fantasy VII on like the PS5 and it's just gonna show me like one specific game. If I look up Final Fantasy VII, for example, that's probably not going to help me. Like, there's Rebirth, that was the recent one. Okay, this actually isn't helping me. Final Fantasy VII series. Let's look it up. Compilation of Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, Wikipedia. So yeah, the original one. And then this was, like, that was a mobile game. Okay. What's the one I'm thinking of? That's the movie. Last Order. Is that another movie? Yeah, that's another movie. I didn't realize there was another one. Final Fantasy VII Snowboarding? Wait, what? Wait. Where is that? Snowboarding. Redirection from Final Fantasy VII Snowboarding. Wait, what? If this is a game, I want to play it. Hold on. Final Fantasy VII Snowboarding is a mobile port of the snowboard minigame featured in the original game. Oh. So it already... Okay. It's just porting something that was in the original game. Man, if there was a standalone snowboarding game for Final Fantasy VII, I would definitely play that on the channel. I have no doubt about that. That would be so funny. Crisis Core, that's what I'm thinking of. Is this another movie? A third-person shooter for the PS2? What the heck is this? Dirge of Cerberus? I've never heard of this before. Interesting. It was a shooter game. Okay. Series compilation of Final Fantasy VII. This is the first I've heard of them. Crisis Core is what I was thinking of as like the prequel game. Yeah, so that was a PSP game. I know that that got a remake. This is the only of the Final Fantasy VII remakes that came to the Switch, if I recall. I wonder how well it ran on the Switch. I do wonder. On the Way to a Smile, Pages Do Not Exist. Haven't Children Complete. That's just like all the movies or something. Are these like other shows? The Kids Are All Right, a Turk's Side Story. G-Bike. Was a free-to-play video game for Android and iOS platforms. Was a racing game with role-playing elements based on Final Fantasy VII. What? Okay, well, that's news to me. Yeah, then there's Remake. Remake Intergrade. What's the difference? What? Was announced there. Yeah, that got a whole lot of attention. The next game definitely didn't get anywhere near as much, but the initial one got a whole lot. Intergrade. An enhanced version, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, was released for... Really? I've never heard of this. Final Fantasy VII. I looked that up. Remake Intergrade. Is it one of those games where it's like Persona, where they just release like an enhanced version later, so you may as well hold off for like the enhanced version to come out? Is that what's going on here? It's on sale right now, apparently. Special promotion. I'm not going to be playing it anytime soon, so I don't need to capitalize off of this. Interesting. But yeah. it's a 3-part game. It's even worse than that. Yeah, I've heard about that. But I've also heard some people say that there's like so much meat in it that like it warrants a standalone thing. Well, is it 3 parts as in like each game is standalone and like you start from anew and this is where the story picks up, but like it's basically a whole new game? Or is it literally all 3 games play exactly the same? You import your save data from the last game and continue with like your stats and progress and levels that you had before. Like, is it which of the 2 there? Are they actual different games, or is it literally just continuations, a literal 3-part game? So yeah, remake Trace of Two Past. It's a third of the original game. I've heard that, but I've also heard that the story is different. So would it be? Trace of Two Past game does not exist. The First Soldier, what the heck is that? Free to play. There was a battle royale of Final Fantasy VII? What? For mobile devices. What the heck? Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion. A remaster entitled Crisis Core was released for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4. Okay, so this didn't get like a remake in the same style. It was just like a remaster. A remaster Union Below. So it just uses the graphics of like the remakes, but is basically just a remaster, and that's why it was able to be released on the Nintendo Switch as well. Is that what it is? Ever Crisis? That's another mobile game. Okay. Rebirth. Yeah, I thought that ended at this. I honestly, the impression that I was under was like remake. I heard that remake didn't finish things. So I was like, oh, it's just gonna be it's gonna be done with this. I honestly thought that this had ended it, and I'm honestly surprised there wasn't as much media coverage and stuff like that, like, or discussion around social media about this game. But I guess that would make sense if it's part 2, and then the next one is like the big finale one. Like, it really goes to show how little I know about Final Fantasy VII, honestly. Like, I thought it was done with this. I didn't realize that there's a 3rd one that's still on the way. Huh. Well, like, it's a good thing I haven't already started playing Final Fantasy VII on the channel, because now, like, this is the perfect time to, like, get caught up anyway. But anyway, I figure when I do play Final Fantasy VII, I would play the original game, and then in terms of the prequel, I would probably just do this, as opposed to, like, I wouldn't play the original of Crisis Core, I don't think. Like, I can look up if there's, like, significant differences that it would really warrant it, per se. But if it really seems like it's very minor and not super important, then I'd probably just play that. And then play that, and then that, and... Or maybe I'd look up if it'd be more beneficial to play the part 1 thingamabob, and then the that, and then the this, or whatever the heck. I don't know. I do some research into it and figure out like what would be the best order for me to play. But yeah, I probably would not play the original prequel game, probably just play the remake remaster thing. But I would play the original main game, is what I think would be worth doing, is what it sounds like. But yeah, let's see here. What do you have playing it on Steam or on the PS5? That's a good question. It depends on how optimized it seems like it would be for the for PC. Because if so, I kind of like having access to my games on PC and then being able to grind like while I'm out of town on my laptop and bring a controller along and stuff, so it's more efficient channel-wise as well. It is worth noting. So, yeah. Yeah, so I can do a bunch of these now. I should probably do this one. What was your thing again? Temperance. Do I have a Temperance Studio here? No. Just to see if there's anyone else there. Yeah, so that's the student council, I believe. There's 2 in the hall. Just remind me who they are. Yeah, you, and then, yeah, you that I was just talking about spending time with. Yeah, the Magician and the Chariot. Yeah, so go out this way. So the remix, I'll wait until part 3 to come out first before playing part 1 and part 2. That's what I'm doing. We got 4 to 5 years before part 3 comes out, though, so I don't doubt you'll have the original complete before then. I mean, I could probably do, like, the original game whenever I feel like it. And then, yeah, maybe then hold off on playing the remakes until it's announced that part 3 is on the way. And then it's like, okay, now I can straight shot the remakes or something like that. Maybe. But, like, do the original game whenever I feel like it. Maybe have that probably have that be the next game that I play after 16 then, whenever I have time to add a new Final Fantasy game to the queue, most likely. But yeah, sun's up, another day goes by. Keep up that different air gives us the feeling of being alive. If only I had heard the theme enough to be able to sing it back at this point. Oh well. I don't know, sure. Yeah, maybe 3 to 4 years. Say when they announce part 3, then maybe start part 1. Yeah, that probably makes sense. I think that probably makes sense. So maybe do Final Fantasy 16 this year, and then do Final Fantasy 7 next year? Or something like that? But I'm gonna want to go hang out with What's-His-Face, because he's still at rank 1 with me. Is what I'm going to want to do here. Yeah, it definitely seems like a banger. Yeah, I think that probably makes sense then. Did I say 15? Like saying do 15 this year, / into next year a little bit, depending on how long it takes me. And then do 7 next year, maybe if I have time. If I have time in the schedule, then put in 7, and then I'm at the ready to do the remake games whenever I feel like doing the remake games. I need to get rid of some crap now. I don't need Moon anymore. I don't think here. As long as I get up my points with him some other way. I don't think I need Hanged either. I think I got up to rank 9 there.
Come to be is a great joy of mine.
And then that would actually be helpful because it could be a Chariot one that I might use.
Please choose what
Might be the
skills
case
you would
anyway, to hang out with Chariot guy. Okay, 16. For some reason I thought you said 15 too. Oh, I'm getting things mixed up here. I might have said that by accident. It is possible. I don't know, sure. Honestly, it doesn't really matter here all that much.
So it begins.
Like, I might have. Who knows? If I did, it was an accident. Alright. So, get that Dudo. Now I can summon a Temperance dude. Yeah, strike. Just, I don't know. There, a better one there. I don't really care. I'm not really going to be keeping you long term, I don't think. Let's go ahead and summon
Take a look.
Temperance. Thought I went past it for a second. I'm losing my mind. Temperance. Nigimitama.
Acceptable?
Yoink. Give me that weird teardrop looking thing.
Very well.
Okay. Get me out of here. Yeah, I'm going to be making a whole lot of progress on Persona 3 tonight. A metric shit ton of progress before the new Zelda game. Okay, so now... Konnichiwa. His tray is difficult to type. Sorry if I make any mistakes. After school, I will wait in the hallway. Like, babe wants to do stuff. Cool. The 15 you hear too is pretty good. And it's got a lot of hate because of how much DLC content they kept adding to it, and they overdid it. The only story here is above the average Final Fantasy game. Okay. And does the average Final Fantasy game have, like, a really good story? I actually don't know, because I've never beaten a Final Fantasy game. Like I've mentioned on the channel before, it's been a while since I mentioned it, so I can bring it up again here. Would it be in my game footage folder? Or would it be in my playthroughs folder? Let's see here. Let's check game footage first and foremost. Yeah, it's in my game footage folder. I technically started a playthrough of Final Fantasy X back in 2018. It looks like March 2018. Like, way back when I was like a brand new content creator. I'd only been streaming for a few months at that point. And, because, like, the dude that got me into streaming in the first place, he recommended that I try out his favorite game, and I was like, sure, I'll try it, and I did, like, a couple streams of it. But because I was because I was a brand new content creator, I didn't exactly have viewers in my stream that could tell me, oh, by the way, your audio's all fucked up. So, I did, like, the 2 streams, and I was like, well, if I wanted, like, redo it properly and not have the audio be all messed up, then I want to restart from the beginning. And I kept on telling myself I was going to restart from the beginning, and then I never did. So, this only exists on my computer. It'll probably only be uploaded to YouTube if I do a playthrough of Final Fantasy X one day, and then I can just upload as, like, bonus uploads or something at the end. That's what I did with the Xenoblade Chronicles X series, where the original attempted playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles X just wasn't on the channel for a long time and only existed on my computer. But when I eventually played it on the channel, I put it up as, like, bonus uploads. That's kind of the case. So I might do that with those one day, if I play Xenoblade Chronicles X. So like, yeah, there's the modern playthrough. And then right at the end after that's all done, yeah, here's the old one that was re-upload. And man, does it suck. Man, is it not great.
What the nearby stuff I can do is, like, it shows me the...
Yeah, still the same room and everything here though. But yeah, so these will probably go up one day if like I do a full playthrough of Final Fantasy X. But yeah, so I have technically played Final Fantasy on this channel, but like the game was muted. There was no audio. Was the case. And I just kept on playing, and I didn't have anyone there to tell me, hey, there's no audio, and I just kept on playing here for a decent while. And this was this is what it looked like, March 2018.
Billy Spheres.
So I've technically done a little bit of Final Fantasy content on this channel.
Oh man.
But it's lost media now.
No.
And like, I think there was audio on at this point, but it was like super quiet and impossible to hear.
Magic spells, that's cool.
So,
Sonic Wings.
And this is all the Final Fantasy I've played in my life. Actually, no. I played a little bit of the original Final Fantasy VII on my phone, since they were available as like iOS apps and stuff many years ago, and I don't think I got very far. But it's been a long time. I wouldn't exactly remember. I don't know if I'd be able to pinpoint where exactly I got to, but not super duper far. Yeah, there's a lot of the older Final Fantasy games that you can play on your phone. I don't know if you still can, if they're still on the App Store. I'm curious. Let's see here. You know how we were making so much progress earlier this stream so fast because I wasn't going on these side tangents that were slowing down the game? Well, here we go on these side tangents. Final Fantasy VII, if I look that up. Is it still a thing here? Oh, there's a thing there. Yeah, it's still here. But there's also, yeah, this one, Ever Crisis, that we just saw, a freemium game that has an icon that says 1 year anniversary now. But yeah, a lot of their Final Fantasy games, they just made available as like apps that you could buy. You can't really see it there, but it says 20 bucks to download the game. And like, I guess I would probably own it if I logged in with like some old Game Center account or something like that. But I remember I was playing it on my phone, was the case. How big the file is? Probably not super large considering it's a PS1 game, I would imagine. Like, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was one of the largest games ever created when it came out, and it was like 32 megabytes. So, I mean, 2 gigabytes. Okay, so pretty chunky for the time there, but not too bad here. But yeah, and 14 has a great story, but only if you get past the first 100 plus hours. So, like a longer version of this game, essentially. But yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is like top notch, mainly because the combat is some of the best action ever. Dude, it's so much better than Tales of Arise. Holy crap! Well, I look forward to playing it here. But yeah, 32 megabytes. So a great order of magnitude smaller is the case. Hold on, let's see here. This guy was Temperance. That's what it was. Let's open a tab for that, and then and it was one of the largest games made at the time, if I recall. Yeah, let's be off to the home economics room. Yeah, let's spend some time at the fashion club. Sewing is such fun, and I shall sew to my heart's content. Yeah, except this game is good for only like 30 hours at most. Final Fantasy 14 is good for thousands of hours.
Today our work is done. Fini.
Yeah, once I've beaten this game and I'm through with it, I don't think I'm ever playing Persona 3 ever again for the rest of my life.
Will you maybe
Persona 5 I could see myself playing again.
show me the ropes?
This game I don't think I could see. Sure, let's go.
Oh, you are my hero. Katasha Kanai. D'accord. Let's be off then. We'll go together, my Tomodachi. The Azuki desserts here are amazing.
Also, thinking about the data sizes.
I love the...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, dude, but just out of curiosity, to put into perspective the size of Ocarina of Time when it's 32 megabytes, this video right here that I was just showing is 607 megabytes.
Why is that Japanese?
Why is that Japanese? It's an hour of really low quality, crappy gameplay here.
We'll all die.
and it's 607 megabytes. So you can fit so many ocarina of times in the data size of this video here. And then I don't know why this one is 2.32 gigabytes. I guess you're gonna fit Final Fantasy VII into this video here. Now we're 45 minutes. Anyway, just a little putting into perspective there when it comes to data sizes that I think is kind of interesting. I totally agree.
Yes, you understand. Japanese culture is #1. Ichiban. I am so happy I came here. I want to learn everything about Nihon and become Japanese. Thank you for joining me today.
No problemo.
Don't forget your kindness.
I'll hang out with this guy wherever I can.
She has been helping me. I have to tell her that I've made a wonderful new Tomodachi.
Pepe seems really grateful. I feel like we're growing closer. All right, click back to the stream manager here. Rank up. Yeah, if only I realized that I could start your bond sooner. Oh well.
Oh, look at the time. But I wanted to ask you more about Nihon. I must dream a bit longer, I suppose. We'll continue our Japanese adventure another time. See you later.
See ya, man. Yeah, Persona 4 and 5, you definitely could. Don't envision being able to replay 3 either. Yeah, every time I see you playing this game, it just looks like a bunch of nonsense. That's what it is. It's a bunch of standing and walking around and not a whole lot of battles going on. That's usually what it is. Oh yeah, I saw an ad on TV recently that talked about depression and anxiety, and it was Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth gameplay?
Well, you two have
The
perfect
fuck?
timing.
Perfect timing? For what?
Hey, Fuka! Is Aigis ready?
What's happening now? Oh, are you going to school?
What do you think? This is how I look now.
Huh? Why is she wearing a school uniform? What's going on here?
She said she wanted to go to school with us, so I told the others as a joke. But the chairman actually agreed, so now she's gonna start as a second year tomorrow.
Seriously? He's down with that?
He said something about studying her behavior in a social environment.
That's hardly the problem here.
Well, if he's cool with it, then I guess it's alright. Besides, I'd say it looks pretty good on her. Maybe even... you?
The school camouflage that Fuka-san provided is more than appropriate.
It looks very natural on you. No one will suspect a thing. But why do you want to go to school? It's not like it's interesting.
As the second semester commences, I intend to synchronize my schedule with everyone for maximum efficiency. If I remain here on standby, it could affect our deployment efficiency. To accommodate, I requested reassignment alongside our squad leader.
Deployment efficiency, huh? Why do I feel like you being at school would make that even worse?
I will make any necessary adaptations as the situation evolves.
Sure, you do that.
He says, I want to go to school too.
Koromaru, no, you definitely have to stay here, okay?
Okay, well, I guess we have another student at school now. But yeah, not really hoping to get through all the social links on your first try in Persona 3. Yeah, I'm sure that I probably won't myself, and I'll just end up Googling the ones that I don't, because, like, there's probably a pretty good chance that I at least won't. And if I can even care to Google the ones I didn't complete, like, I didn't with Haru in Persona 5, so I doubt that, like, I'm gonna do so with this game. I'll just get through what I get through here, is the case. Or maybe they're advertising it too, but the main thing the commercial was advertising was not the game, still heavily featured gameplay, and you found the commercial? Thought you'd never find it? What the heck? Hold on. What is this here? Totally worth it. Seize the awkward ad council. What? The heck is this? Please don't get this
Life's
blocked.
daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Wait, is this real? Like that, whoops, how'd I mute it? the one he says we're not powerless, that sounds almost AI generated. It doesn't sound real.
We're not powerless.
Like, the less part, powerless. Like, it sounds weird. What?
We're not powerless. So long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your
No,
friends.
but I mean, like, is it official? As in,
You
like,
okay? Because checking in on a friend
it wasn't
can
stolen.
create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward.
What the
It's
hell?
totally worth it.
What? Comments are turned off. Seize the Awkward's latest PSA for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Explore the importance of peer-to-peer support in life's journey, reminding us that checking in with a friend about their mental health is totally worth it. And it's Final Fantasy VII gameplay? What are all these? Why is it recommending me all these? I guess they're all stuff from the same channel. I've never been recommended this many videos from the same channel that I was just watching on YouTube before. Usually it's like there will be one or two from the same channel in case you want to keep on seeing more things. I've never... It's literally nothing but everything from this channel. I've never seen this happen on like the YouTube sidebar recommendations before. That is a first. Child car safety, love protects. Crisis, you are not alone. Like, it seems like a pretty, like, it's meant to be like a pretty deep and serious commercial. Is what it seems like. Tackling like very serious subject matter about mental health. And then it uses Final Fantasy VII
Life's daily
gameplay
battles are
that
not
just
meant to be fought
takes
alone.
away all the
We're not
seriousness
powerless.
away from it.
So long as we don't lose sight
Like,
of
what?
what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because
Cloud,
checking
you
in on
okay?
a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
This
Seize the awkward. It's
this is not how you should promote people to reach out to their friends about their mental health. That's taking this time to reach out to a friend. Cloud, you okay? What the hell? That's wow. Okay. I mean, man. But yeah, it's hard for you to care after it just took too long to even have a single interesting idea. Like, you still somewhat care, but you would have cared more 30 hours ago. Yeah, with how long this game takes here. It's really strange. You're gonna have that as a feature on your channel, you believe? What do you mean as like a feature on the channel? Oh, just like recommending all the videos there? Because I've never seen that as like an option for me. But no, it's a really serious subject about mental health, but it felt really weird. You couldn't help but laugh too when you saw it. Like, it's just so weird and out of place.
Why?
Is this because they feel like the players of Final Fantasy are not going to be reaching out to their friends about mental health? This is going to be their target demographic, or like what? I have a question, Harmonia-san. Why can't Koromaru-san attend school? I do not understand why I'm permitted to go to school while Koromaru-san is not. Because he's a dog.
That's a negative.
Nowhere in the school regulations does it state that canines are prohibited from attending school. Even Koromaru-san seems perplexed about this. I'm just curious what everyone says this time.
Hi.
I gave Aiga some winter clothes to wear so she's covered up. I hope she won't be too hot in them. I guess we won't be able to mine Bitcoin on her anymore. Dude, let's be real. She's seriously cute. She'll be super popular. Tons of guys are gonna have a crush on her. But what if someone finds out that she's, you know, because of the way she walks, the way she talks? Yeah, maybe, because most of it happens with teenagers and young adults that are using it, them to relate to people IRL. Maybe. Wow, you're really chugging down that tea or something, aren't you? I really don't like the new toaster either. And I guess San wears a school uniform. She looks just like your average high school student.
Oh, apologies.
I recommended Aigus's attendance at school to the chairman. Agus requested that she attend, and I couldn't think of any reason why she shouldn't. The chairman agreed, so there you have it.
So,
If she wears a summer uniform, everyone will be able to see her mechanical arms. So we decided she should wear a winter uniform. Wearing this in the summer is a little weird, but I don't think it's she must be a robot weird, right?
I think.
Had nothing to do with this, alright? It's all Mitsuru. Anything happens at school, I'm not gonna be held responsible for it.
Give me a break.
What was Kutsuki-san thinking? Yeah, all toasters toast toast, they sure do. What do I want to do today anyway? The heck am I doing? Alright, fan of Vegas. I'm not myself yet either. Let's see if there's anything new here now. Or something or other, I don't know. Hold on, let's see. Let me check here really quickly. Nope, nothing new, so I still can't get that one item that Elizabeth wants. Is there any new gems or anything here? Nope. Well, it was worth checking out, I figure. Well, I could always raise Black Frost magic some more or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do. What's here? The, that's Courage. Courage is the one thing that I still have at 4, so I guess I can do that. Like, no one wants to hang out in the dorm, so, like... It just seem more annoying with how flat their comedy follows me and just... And that's just kind of their whole character. Yeah, that's fair. Honestly. Sure, let's do this. I'll raise Courage, I guess. Because it's the one thing that I have at 4. I played the horror game, House of the Deceased. The jump scares didn't faze me, and I calmly dispatched many zombies. Watch, it's gonna, like, immediately rank up. And then everything's gonna be a minimum 5. Imagine, though. It would have been pretty funny.